Okay, so I'm going to kind of do a raw video of a project. I haven't made it yet, so there may be mistakes along the way. So I'm going to start out. What I'm going to create is a lunchbox with a album in it. And this is going to be done with, Tamara has this in the store. It's the Authentique Studios collection, and it's just a really good collection for school. So the lunchbox kind of came to mind when I think of school. That's what and this is old paper hands and feet, and not feet, stars. This is your alphabet, your actually how to write it, your cut aparts, more stars. So anyway, so I decided I was going to do this, and instead of making two like I usually do, I'm just going to start, and we're going to work this together. And if I make a mistake, I make a mistake, but I think I pretty much have the lunchbox part figured out. So the first thing I did is I cut a piece of my chipboard, and there will be a cutting list for this. The chipboard is 9 by 7, and then I've got two pieces that is 3 by 7, and these are going to go on the ends here. This is going to be the bottom part. And then two pieces that are 3 by 9, and these are going to go on this part right here. So this is our basic layout for the bottom part of the box. So let's go ahead, and I've already cut strips, lots of strips. I don't know how many it's going to take, but we're going to work until I don't have any more. If I run out, I run out, and we'll do more. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my base, and I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to take and put a strip here, and a strip here, and a strip here, and a strip here. Okay, so we're going to fold this in half. These strips are 1 inch wide and then you score it down the center at 1 inch, and then put your score tape on each side of the score line. So I'm going to, I trimmed just the edges just a tiny bit in. I'm going to go ahead and put this on here. And I'm going to put the next one on the other long side. And then I have my ones to go across the end. I should have sat and cut my corners, my angles on them, and I didn't. Okay, so, whoops. Okay. So there's that. So then I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to go ahead and peel off. Crap knife here. I'm going to go ahead and peel the tape on the inside. And then we're going to put these guys on, and we're just going to butt them right up against this piece here. So we're just going to make sure we line up our ends. Okay, and then we're going to flip it over, and then I always go back around it again with the bone folder and burnish it down really good. So this is going to be our inside, so these are going to fold up this way. So I'm going to take both here, and then I'm going to go to these out here, and we're going to put strips down those. so we can fold them up. Okay, so we're going to put and this hangs off the top. I will trim it down. We're going to put this one on here. And the whole purpose of cutting up an angle right here is so that when you fold this up, it doesn't bind in the seam down there. Now we're going to do the same thing over here. 2 more of those. I never throw away my scraps. Some of these are just scraps. Because when I go to make something else, then I take and I go back to my scraps, and instead of cutting down a long one to cut a short one, I see if I've got something closer, so I'm not wasting as much. So this is going to go here. And this is going to go here. Okay, so then we're going to trim. These are okay. This one's too long right here. You can see how this sticks off the end right there. So I'm going to trim that, and then I'm going to come back here and cut an angle on it. Okay, so now I'm going to fold these in. We're going to go ahead and peel off these 2 first, if I can get a hold of it. Okay, you're just going to fold it up and make them match so that your corner just comes together. You'll see your corner like this. And then I take, anybody that's watched me make one of my trunks, I'll take and I'll put some glossy accents inside there, because when it dries, it really sturdies it up. Okay, so then we're going to put this one up. Use my bone folder inside there to burnish it down. I apologize because I know you can't see inside there all the time. And we're going to take these and we're going to pull those off and line this up right there. There. Okay, so squish that down, this down. Okay, so there's our the bottom of our lunchbox. Pretty simple. Pretty simple, pretty quick. Now let's go ahead. I'm going to do the top too, but let's go ahead with this one and let this one get some glossy accents on there so it can sit and dry while we're working on the other one. So I just take down in here and I just put a small bead. Make sure it goes down inside there. That bead wasn't a very good bead of glue. I got to do that again. Yeah, let's try that. Hit and miss, hit and miss. And a lot of times if you can run your finger just across the edge, it'll smooth it into the parts that didn't get it. Okay. Boy, I'm getting towards the end of this bottle. It's getting thick and thick. It's not going on very good. May have to go see if I've got another bottle. Well, now that went on really nice and smooth. Great. See how much of it I can save. Smeared inside there. I really gooped it in that one. I hate to set it down on my table because I'm afraid I'm going to get it all over the table, and I don't want it all over my table. Yep, we did it there. So we've got it there. We don't have it up here on this corner. Or do we? Yes, we do. We do have it on that corner. We don't have it on this corner. Okay, I've got it in that corner. Okay, so it looks like I have it all the way around. Except this is just not much in there. There, that's better. Saw those holes fill in. Nope. Okay, so okay, there, all the corners are, everything is filled now. So I'm just going to set that off to the side. Find me a wet one. Okay. Alrighty. So now we're going to build the top while this dries. So we're going to take another 9x7. And our top is only going to be 1 inch because on your lunch boxes, the bottom was obviously deeper than the top. That's where you widen the bottom. So anyway, we're going to do the same thing. So I'm going to take some strips again. Oops, cut the angle. Now, something that I'm sitting here thinking about this. So my top is going to have a hinge on it. My pieces are only an inch. These guys are only an inch. So, all right, what did I do wrong here? That's a 9-incher. I screwed it up. There's a 9. There's a 9. Huh. Okay. These aren't 7 inches. They're longer than that. What are they, 8 inches then? Yep, they're 8 inches. I got to cut an inch off of them. Anyway, I'm sitting here thinking I really need to put holes in this before I put it on, because once I put it on there, I won't even be able, or will I? Because I punched the holes with the crocodile. But once that's on there like this, then, well, I guess I can go through the backside this way and punch it. So maybe I'll be okay. We'll give it a shot and see what happens. But first I got to cut these down. 7 inches. Let's see here. 7. Okay. So we're going to pull these off. Okay. I don't know. Part of me is thinking I really should punch my holes first. These are going to fold up like this. And then I'm going to be trying to, yeah, I think I will. So what I've done, and I've already done this, where's my pieces of, oh, here they are. So I took this piece, and it's got lots of holes punched in it. But my hinges I'm going to use, I have these. You can get them at True Value or Lowe's or whatever in any color. And since my handle on my box is going to be black, here's my handle. It's black and chrome. My latch is going to be chrome. I don't think I want the black to show. So I'm going to actually take and put this on. I'm going to cover. I've already marked my pieces. So this is 9 inches long. And I came in, I laid my hand, I came in, here's the center. I believe I came in 5/8 of an inch and made a mark here. Let me, I'll mark it with this so you can see. So I came in 5/8 of an inch here and made a mark. And then I came in 5/8 of an inch from the other side and made a mark. So that was where my hinge was going to sit. So if I put my hinge there, the tip of the hinge on that mark, and the tip of this hinge on that mark, then I took and I drew circles inside my 2 hinges here. Okay, so, and if you fold this, you can fold it like this, and then you'll know that it's straight on there. So then I put my tip there, and I drew holes there, and then I punched them out with my crocodile, and the same on this end. I put this in the same way, folded it down to give it so it would be straight, and then I poked the holes with my crocodile. Then I came back and I took the distance between this hole and this hole, which is 2.5, and I wanted right in the center of it, so that's 1 1/4. So then I came over here 1 1/4, the same from here 1 1/4, and poked holes. So when I get done with this, my hinges will be in. This is going to be on the outside of my hinge, though. So I've got my big brads, and so I'm going to, whoops, that's a small brad. So this is my plan when I get done with it, is it's going to, these are going to go inside here to here, and then this is going to go on the on the outside. It's going to be covered with paper. So it's going to go on the outside of this. And I'm also going to put one right here so that black won't show, but I'll put it through and open it up on the back side. So this will, when it's done, you'll have brads in all these holes. And I kind of just think it will give it a little bit of a, so it will look like this going across the back. So that's my plan. So I'm thinking that what I should do, so I can punch the holes needed for the brads to go through, so I can mount this on my lid. I'm thinking I need to take this and put this on here. And let's see, I need to make sure what I'm doing here. So, okay, the markings are going to tell me. So this is the side that's going to go down against my lid. So here's my lid. So this is going to go on the outside of my lid, just like this. So I think what I'm going to do, before I put this the rest of the way together, is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to mark a hole here for that brad. Skip this one, because this is just a decorative hole for a decorative brad. Come down here and do this one here, and then go and do the very last one. So those holes, when I poke them, let me see, those are going to line up this way. Okay, so that's not right. This is going to be this way. My hinge is going to be this way. Okay, so there's the way it needs to be. So I need to get them here, and I believe that's right. We're going to find out, because I'm not poking anything until I know for sure. That's where little clamps come in at. And I just happen to have a drawer full of that little guys. Okay, so I'm going to take and do this and this. So we're going to pretend that we're attaching this together. Matter of fact, for this, I can just go ahead and put me, because I can open the brads up and take them off. So this is going to be looking like this on the outside. And then there's going to be a brad in the middle there. So we're going to do this. Okay, so this is going to be what goes on the outside of my lid. And my lid, this is going to be the back of the lid is going to go right here. So this is how I'm going to put this on. And I'm going to poke the holes through here so that these brads go through to the inside here. Okay, then that way, when it's lifted off, when it's opened and closed, it's going to go like this. Okay, so that's going to work there. So then I got those in the right spot. See, I even had that hinge was on something at one time, and I took it. I didn't like it, so I took it off. Okay, so let's go back here to do this. So if I do this, and I've already marked my, okay, so I'm good to go here, and I'm going to go ahead, and I'm just going to, I'm going to do this. I did these with 3/16, but I want these holes to be tighter. I'm going to poke this with the 1/8" hole. Is there something still in there? Yes, there is. There. Still a piece of paper in there. So I'm going to go ahead and poke this one. Oh, my only complaint about the crocodile, never gets all the stuff out of it. I get tired of picking it out. Okay, and then we're going to do this one here. Is that the right one? Yeah. Got to make sure I get the right dot, not the wrong one. Okay. Three. And then I'm still going to have to go back. No, I'm not. I don't have to go poke those middle holes. Never mind. 4. Okay, so now, if this is right, I'm going to take this off here. I'm not going to take it off. I'm just going to do it like this. This is going to be the outside of my, so I'm going to stick these through here. So see, that's going to line up there. There, I'm good to go. So those are going to go right through and hold my hinges on that way. Okay, so I poke those holes so I don't have to worry about those anymore. Okay, Now what I want to do is we're going to finish this. So we're going to go ahead. See, I didn't even need those clamps. I just needed to use my brads. Okay, so now we're going to take some little guys, and I'm not even going to worry about these. I'm just going to trim one end at an angle, and the other end I'll trim after I cut it to size. Okay, so that one. And this one. And I should have silenced my phone, and I didn't. There. Won't hear any more noise out of that. Okay, and then let's get a couple more. That one. And oops, peeled off the wrong side. Let's just put that back on. Not that it matters because it really doesn't, but there. I want this because I cut that angle on that one. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to go back here and trim off this. There. And then because I still want that angle, I can just go back here, trim an angle down on these little guys. Okay. So now pull off the papers. And fold our lid just like we did our bottom, matching our corners. Let's see. That's not sticking very good over there. I didn't get it down. Okay. Okay. I probably should have done the same with the bottom like I did with the top for my hinges to go on. Okay. Okay, so there's this. So now I want to go back over it again with this glossy accents and just sturdy it up. Okay, where's my wiping my finger off. Okay. There we go. Oh, wow. There must have been a piece inside there. It just all of a sudden let loose, and so let's just, there. Just all of a sudden let loose, and man, the lock came out. Okay. One more edge, and then we got the short sides to go. Oh, much smoother. I don't have to squeeze half as hard. Okay. Okay, then we're going to do these little short guys here. Okay, so now I'm going to let this sit for a little while. It won't take, they don't take that long to dry. Let's go back to this one. Okay, so eventually what we're going to do with this, before I put, we're going to go ahead and cover the outside with strips too, but I wanted to double coat the bottom. So before I put my strips on here, I'm going to glue a second bottom on, and on the same with the top. Before I put the strips around the outside of the top, we're going to glue on a second top. The sides are going to end up being double thickness by the time we're done, so that's not a worry, and I always just like to try to get things nice and strong. So I'm going to use my trusty 3-in-1, my favorite glue. If I was doing something that was going to take stress on it, I would use the quick grip. But this is just going to be the bottom, so we're just going to put it on with regular glue. Get it where it needs to be. Turn this over. Okay, make sure we're straight here. Nope, we moved a little bit. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to take our strips and we're going to go this way with them. And now I'm just going to leave these straight edged because I think I didn't take into consideration when I cut them about how much wider it was going to be. So I'm going to leave these straight on the ends. Do what I want. Okay, and then we're going to go across the ends. Yeah, I cut these just a tad bit short, but they're going to be okay. Alrighty. Okay, so now we have to cover the sides. And are these going to fit? Yeah, because we're going to be covering the top too. Okay. So I'm not going to trim these either, cut these at an angle either, because I've got them, they go right from top to bottom. So we're just going to, oops, go ahead and these on. Gosh darn it, I keep putting them on something. Okay. Checking them before I actually put them on because I don't want to get it stuck down and then have to peel it all off. That just would not make me very happy. Okay. That one goes down. Whoops. See, I almost did it. I have a habit of just going on and working with stuff, but then the problem is, like I said, that last one was just a little too short. Okay, this one's too long, but that's okay because I can fix that. I can do this. I will just take and cut it off. Oops, let's go this way. I'm just going to cut this off up here before I hook it down all the way. There we go. Okay. So there's that. 1, 2, 3, one more. One more. Nope, too short. One of these has got to be long enough. Too short. Well, what's the longest one I have in this little stack of these guys? Well, I guess I don't. They're all the same size. Okay, so let me grab one more out of this. These are my scraps. The next shortest one to it, this one. Okay, so I'm just going to take this and go ahead and cut it off that way. Okay, so okay, so there's all of those, and we're going to do the same thing to the top. We're going to cover the outside. This also gets covered along here. Let's see. Well, I think I will just go ahead, because these are a little bit, they take a little bit longer, because once you get your chipboard, you have an extra thickness of chipboard on there. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these. And this. Now these, I'll put all 4 of them on. I won't attach them to the inside. I just leave them up like that. And then, let's see, these shorter ones, I guess these are all the same size. Okay, so let's put this here. So we're going to need 2 of these this size. So I'm going to go ahead and cut another one of these. There we go. Oh, get my angle cut on them. Okay. And this one should be this one. It is. And then this one should be this one. And it is. Okay. Gotta get the lid back on this so it doesn't get thicker than it already is. Oops, get in there. Okay, so now what I do with this is I kind of fold these back this way because I only want to work with one at a time. Fold them back. And then I'm going to come here and I'm going to lay this into the corner, and you can see that it overlaps onto this piece, and we don't want it to be that way. So then I come back here and I take my scissors and I cut it off a little bit more so it just comes right to the corner, and you probably really can't see that very well. That's the trick, so that when you fold your corners down in, they cover the very tips of the corners on the top. And a lot of these I've done so many of them, I can just tell by looking at them without folding them over. Because if by chance, and something else you can do, if you want to make sure, if you can build them with black chipboard. That'll take care of the problem. Because it's just black, you're not going to see it with the black paper. But if you don't, you can take a Sharpie marker like this and go right here to your corners and just color the very tops of them. Just because that way, if your paper does not cover it perfect, guess what? You're not going to see the chipboard because it's going to be black. It's going to blend right in. This is where if you're using black chipboard, it can be a good thing. But I know black chipboard is more than the brown stuff is. So anyway, now I'm just going to pull all these off. And then I'm going to fold them in. I'll push them over the top, and then I'll take my bone folder and run it along this edge and flatten this out on here, and then I will fold them, stick them down inside. And I usually work across my project. So run this along the edge to make sure it's all flat. So I got those two down. Now I'll go for these. Because if you've got this off a little bit when you do that, you're going to create a new crease by running your bone folder on the edge of that. Okay, so burnish these down really good on the inside. There. Now we have our box, the bottom part of our box. Okay, so that's the bottom part of our lunch box. And then we're going to do the top the same way. So we're going to clean up that mess. And here's my top. Now I punched the holes in here, but I've got them punched through so I can actually see where, if I cover them up with any of my strips, where I can repunch them at. So this will come from here to here. Okay. And then I'm going to do another one the same length. And then while I'm cutting, I'm going to go ahead and cut these. And cut two of those. There. Okay, so I'll go ahead and fold this down. Oh, you know what I wanted to do? I want to do first, though, before I do this, is I'm going to go ahead. I need to put my outside corners. Let's see. Yes, I need to put my outside corners on first. So we're going to just go ahead and stick these down. And again, we can cut them and clean them up if they're too tall, like this one is. There. And see, this was just a little scrap I cut off of one of those other ones. And it fits just perfect on there. And then I need one more. Another shorty. Oh, and you know what I didn't do? I said I was going to do. We're still going to do it because we can still do it. I didn't put the second piece on for the top because I want the top to be double thickness chipboard. Okay. Oh, come on. Okay, sorry about the interruption. So we put the 4 pieces on here. I still need to put the double thickness on here. So I'm going to go ahead and put this up here. And then we're going to put the pieces around it. So let's glue this. Crooked, that's okay. So I like this glue. You use the Scotch Quick Dry, it's nice too, but you can't move it around like you can this stuff until you get it set where you want it to. It grabs so fast that once you put your paper down and stuff, it's there. That's as far as you're going to get with it. So, okay, so now let's go back to these. Okay, so we're going to put this. All right. Then we'll go over to the other side and we'll do this one. Let's do it this way. Oh, it didn't come down and cover my stuff, but the one coming up from the bottom, right? Oh, looky, I missed a corner. Oh, let's get something on that corner. Here, I thought I had them all done. Okay. Go ahead and trim this off. Guess I should have double checked it. All the rest of the corners were done. Okay. There's that. And then let's go with this. Nope, too long. This one. This one. What about this one? One end's already cut on this one. Yep, this one will work. Let's just use this. Okay. Oh, this one's got an overhang going on there, so let's just cut this. Whoops. Cut this at an angle. There we go. Just have an overhang. Oh, just a tiny, tiny fraction on this one. There. Okay. and one more side. So this one we are going to use this. It's going to have a little bit of an overhang too, but that's okay. 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 Yeah. Gotta trim. Got to trim this off. Trim it off and then angle it again. What's this side look like? Yeah, this one too. Not much. There's just enough there to be a pain in the butt. Okay. There. Okay, so there we go. Then I have to cover these edges here, so nope. Yep, this won't work here. Okay, so we need to have, get these out of my way, we need to have one more that same size for the other end. And then we need two down the long side. That one and this one. Okay. Oops, okay. So you don't want to cooperate. Let's just fold you back out of the way. There we go. Alrighty. So I see that sticks out. This one sticks out. This one sticks out too. They're all just a tad bit long, but I'd rather have them too long than too short because you can't glue the parts back on. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to have to trim this. Okay, so we should be all good to go. And again, if you need to, just color your corners with a black Sharpie, a Copic marker, whatever you have that's black. If you're using white paper or cream paper to build with, then obviously you're not going to do it that way, because then the black would for sure show. I don't know what you would do if you're using white paper, white strips. They do make a chipboard that is white on one side and craft on the other side, though. That they do. First time I ever bought it, I thought, oh, cool, white chipboard. No, that wasn't the case. It was white on one side and craft, this same brown color here, on the other side. So that didn't do anything for me. And I only bought it once. I never bought another package of it. Okay, so get these all down. And then, now the cutting guide has you cutting. When I make a box and I have a lid that's going to close down on it, one of the best ways to make sure that everything lines up okay this way on the top is to put guides inside them. So I will cut 1/4 of an inch taller than this is. So this is 3 inches, so these are 3 1/4, and they will stand up. And those are too wide. But they're supposed to slide in snug. But see, this one is wanting to bow. So that means what I start doing then is I just start trimming inches or little tiny bits at a time until I get it to fit. And usually I'll put the 2 sides in this way first, so they'll go tight. Then you definitely have to adjust these pieces to go down the side. So this one is pretty tight. So let's back it off. Now see, okay, that goes in perfect and stands up perfect. So I only took off about a 1/16 of an inch off of that. See, this is all I took off of that, just tiny, tiny bit. So there's those 2 pieces. Okay, now we have to go across this way. And this is going to be, this comes out, we're going to try 6 7/8 on these and see what happens. 6 7/8. Nice and snug. Perfect. Perfect. Let's do 6 7/8 again. And then this one should go in here this way. Perfect. So this way, when we put our top on, it will seat right down over the top of those, and it will keep it lined up. Okay, so that's that. But before we go any further, we're going to cover the tops of these guys. We don't do the sides or the bottom. We just do the tops. So I'm going to need 2 of these. One. 2. And then I need 2 of these short ones. And I bet I can cut them both at the same time. Okay. And these, don't cut at an angle, because again, you'll see your chipboard. Just leave them straight, and you're just going to wrap the top of them. So, get this on. Matter of fact, if nothing else, leave them a little bit long. Then you can just trim the ends off, and you know you won't see the chipboard. Oh, and I see I'm working out of the camera. That's not necessarily good. Let's move over here a little bit. All I did with that was I just took it. And now, with this, when I go to paper the inside, you can paint them black if you think you're going to inset your paper. Whoops. That just came right off of there. If you're going to inset your paper a little bit all the way around, you can go ahead and paint the edges black if you want. What I do is I make my pattern paper go edge to edge, and then I just cut 1/8 of an inch shorter here, so I have just the black showing around the top when I paper the inside of it. Okay, there's 2. Yeah. These we will not glue in because the brads from the hinges go behind these, so that it's just more strength to help hold them in where they belong. Okay, so here's our pieces. So again, we're going to just put one in there. I usually put the two longest ones in first, and then I turn around and I put in the short ones. These short ones also help hold these up. Now you will see there's a little bit of chipboard showing. Guess what? Marker time. I will do that very tip right there. If you're using black chipboard, again, it won't show, so it's no big deal. So there's our box. And this goes on top just like this, and it fits really good. There. Nice and snug and nice and tight. So then our hinges will go back there, and then on the front, I have got, what did I do with it? Where did I put it? Oh, here we are. I have one of these little guys. Okay, where's the other piece to it? Oh, way up over there. Okay, so this thing goes on there. So this is going to go on here, and then this is going to go this way down here, and of course it will snap over like this, and it'll go up there. So that will hold. There will be our lunchbox thing there, and then our handle we will take and center, because this should be, let's say it's 4 1/4 inches. So 4 1/4, and half of that is 2 1/8. So we'll want to come in 2 1/8, and that's where our handle is going to go, the center of our handle. So if we come down here like this, 2, give me a pencil. I have a pencil somewhere. Here we go. We have 2 1/8. Here's 2. Let's see. 2 1/8 is right there. And we're going to come down here. Let's come in. We don't need to be way out there. 2 1/8 is right there. So then what we'll do is, this is my handle, and I'm going to take my handle and line up I want my brad holes to be down at 2 1/8. That way it'll be centered for picking it up. And this will go on there this way. So it'll be that way, and then it'll be this way. And that will be our lunchbox. Pretty cool. I'm liking it. So from here, we need to go ahead and get the hinges figured out. So let's see, did I cover them up all the way? Of course I did. Nope. Yeah, I did, because these have the dots in them. So somewhere back here are my holes. Looks like there's one. There's one right there. So then there's got to be one down somewhere in here. That's what I didn't do. See, I did not mark where my holes were going to go. But I know these are the holes, these are where they should have been. There it is. There it is. And there it is. Okay, so those are our holes for our hinges. So just because we need a good marking for them, I'm going to take this hinge here, and I'm going to go ahead and put the hinge on here. So I have a place to mark it at. Of course, I don't know, that's not really going to do me much good, is it? Brads in there are not going to, but I can mark, whoops, I can mark one side. No, I'm marking the bottom part. That's right. Okay. See, this is how I talk to myself all the time and answer my own questions and stuff. That's the wrong side, Brad, but that's okay. Okay, let's have this guy. Whoops. And again, these hinges like this, you can get them at, I had my daughter actually order me these a long time ago. She ordered me a whole bunch of them, and I got them from True Value. So if you got a True Value around, they should be able to get them for you, or just any craft hinges will work. I wanted these because they're perfect for my trunks that I make. So they can be big, and I'm going to hide these so you're not even really going to see how big these are. So we're going to do that and that. Okay. Okay, so there's our hinges on the back. So now we're going to go ahead and put this down, and we'll be able to mark perfect where we need them at. So see, when we're done, then this is going to go across here, and I saved all my 3/4 inch, because that's all these are. These are only 3/4 of an inch wide. And see, this can go down here this way, and then all you're going to see is the hinges themselves. You're not going to see how big and bulky this is back here, because it's going to be covered up like this. So that was my reasoning behind doing that. So here's this. Get this down. Make sure that it's like it needs to be. And then I'm going to take, I don't know if I'm going to be able to see this good enough. I'm going to take my Sharpie. You know what? I can barely see that, but I think I have a gold pin for my Cricut. Nope, it's not up here. Where did I put it? I do have a gold pin for my Cricut, because I can't really see that. Right there is where that one is at. Right there is where that one is at. Okay, so now I'm going to pull this out, and actually I will just pull out all of them. All 4 of them, and get them out of my way. Then we're going to go in with our crocodile. It's going to fit. Yay, it's going to fit. Okay. So, and a lot of times what I'll do, and I can't see that. I'm sorry I'm out of camera. I need to. So that's where it needs to be. And I'll take my thing on my crocodile and I'll push it up there. That way, I have a marker. So all I have to do is go in. See, I can't see with the lighting the way it is there. Might have got that one a little off. There's one more. And then when I put this on, I put glossy accents underneath it to help hold the hinge as well. But we can't even put that on till we decide what paper we're putting on it. This just gets me to where, and I'm going to go ahead and put these back on. Actually, let's go ahead and do this. Let's take this. I need some more of the brads. What do I do with my brads? Oh, there they are. Take out some more of these. We're going to need some more. Okay, so I'm going to take, because we got to do more holes. So we got to go ahead and put these in like we're actually finishing it up. This hinge just gets really stiff. Okay. One at a time, because that hinge is just not. This is sometimes where my patients get very thin. Okay, I'm going to put this one in here so that this will help me hold this together. finger across there. Fold those in. Because these are just going to come back out anyway, but we have to get all our holes so that we know where things need to be. And this hinge is just, oh man, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Maybe I'll have to get another one out of another package because it's just too, I'm not liking that brad. I screwed that brad up. It's way stiff. I'm not liking it. Either that or before I actually put it in for good, I'll take some WD-40 and work it over. Because it just really does not want to. Okay. Okay, so there's our, that's how stiff it is. So there's our lid. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put these in this way. Okay. Okay, so that's how that's how we close. Yeah, see, that doesn't even want to go straight. I'm either going to work it or put another hinge on there. So then this will go here. And again, we want this in the center. So this is, I can see a piece of paper sticking off right there. There we go. Took care of that. Okay, so this is 9 inches. Actually, now it's, nope, it's exactly 9 inches. So we want 4.5. So if I move my ruler, because I got my 0 right here, whoops, don't open up on me. Okay, so if I move my ruler out to where 10.5 is here, that puts 1.5 here. Okay, 10.5 there, gives me 1.5 there. It's actually just a hair off. I'm going to do it this way, 10.5. That's good. That's good. Center. So the center is right here. That's my center. So that means this thing has to go in the center of that. But we have to also have the center up on. Let's do the same thing here. So let's go to 1.5, 10.5. Oh, I need to move this up. Right like that. And then this is going to be my center here. Okay, and then this guy is going to go on each side of the center. And this is 3/4 of an inch. So those holes are 3/4 of an inch. Okay, so half of 3/4 is, let's see, let me put my centering ruler on there, is 3/8. So we want 3/8 of an inch. There's 1/4, there's 3/8 of an inch. Here's 1/4, there's 3/8 of an inch. So that is where our hole should go. Now let's see if I can see the pencil marks through. Of course I can't. Yep, pencil marks are perfect. Okay, so I want it there. I really need to find something. I have a gold pin somewhere. Oh, there it is, inside my Cricut. Okay, so I'm going to put this right here and here. I'm going to mark with the gold pin. There. There's one, and there's one. So Now, can I or can't I? I'm going to have to do it backwards. So, let's see here. That one. That one, they look pretty good. Okay. So then, I had some small brads out here. There's a small one. There's a small one. There's a small one. Somewhere there's one more small one. Okay. So let's go ahead and put this on here. This needs to go this way. See, what I have to decide, and I haven't really decided yet, is whether I'm going to take, and the strips that I put across the back to cover up the hinges, if I'm going to carry them forward. Got to bend that brad backwards. Okay, so there's that. And then here's this piece. Okay, so we got those down. So there they are. They're down where they need to go. So now we have to put this up here. Oh, this hinge is driving me absolutely nuts. It won't even, you know what? I got to pull this off because I either got to do something with it or go get me another hinge. It absolutely doesn't want to move. Go see if I can find another hinge. I shall return. Okay. Sorry for the interruption. I changed that hinge out. Now this thing, see, now it'll open and close real easy. That's what you want it to do. Okay, so back to this. Now I got a mark for this one. So this goes up under there. This goes over the top there. And I want to close it there. So I'm going to take and hope that my silver Cricut marker will go through it again. And mark. Yep, there it goes. Okay, so there's my markings for that. So, take this out. And, again, I want the small side. Actually, it was easier to punch the way I punched that last one because I didn't have to worry about what was sitting in this hole. Okay, so that one. And this one. Okay, so there's those. So now, my vitamin out of the way. This. Okay, so there's, okay, those two are on there. This is going to be kind of stiff too. Okay, so let's just put this in here this way. I seem to have misplaced a brad, a small brad. So, these guys picked up and put in there so that they're, the thing is, I'll probably find it on the floor eventually. There's another one of those big ones over here underneath this, maybe. No, I don't see it under there. Okay, I think. Let's see if I can find. I think I have another one. Whoops, there's that one fell out. Where'd it go? There it is. Okay, so then open that up. Go ahead and put this down. Okay. Okay, so there's that piece. And of course, once you glue these in, it really is going to stiffen up the box. So you're not going to have the issue with it being wimpy, which is the reason why I doubled the top, doubled the bottom. But see, with these pieces in here, the sides doubled. So it just strengthens it up. So we're going to close it there. And then we're going to flip that up there. Okay. It's not going in there, and I don't know why. Did I get it down too far? I don't know. Well, let's see here. Of course, now it's coming out because I don't have any. I don't want to glue my brads down just yet. Once you glue your brads down, then you're good to go because it'll sturdy that up. Let me see. Try this again. Put this back in here. And this. Now where'd the other one go? Whoop, it's in there. Okay. So okay, why is that not? Oh, maybe, no, yes. I think the problem, see, it's loosening up on me again because I'm messing with it. I think the problem lies with the fact that, I think that's the problem. But I don't want to continue messing with this and screw it up. So I think what I'm going to do, there it is. There it is. Okay. It'll be okay once we get it sturdied up and stuff. Okay, so we have that. So the next step is our handle has to go on. So there's my mark and there's my mark. So I'm going to take my ruler here and draw a line across at my, what did I say that was? 2 1/8 inch? Yes, 2 1/8 and 2 1/8 is 4 1/4. Yep. So now that I have that, and this is a total of, let's set this down here. I just want to know what the total span is across it. So I can actually set it on here. If I put that at 1, and this ends up at, there's 1. Although actually, if I put my first hole at 1, my second hole ends up at 6 1/4. Take an inch off. So 1, 6 1/4, 5 1/4. So is that what this is? Let's see if that's the center of that hole. Nope. Yep. Okay, so we want 5 1/4 from outside hole to outside hole. So 5 1/4 is 2 5/8 is half of that. So I'm going to come in here with my centering ruler again. Actually, I'm just going to come here and do, there's my mark for the center right here. Let's just go ahead and bring this down further. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, I said, what did I say? 5 1/4 is 2 5/8. So I'm going to come from that center line out to 2 5/8. I'm going to draw across. Well, actually I need to do it less than that because drawing on the outside of a ruler changes your measurements. So 2 and we're going to go there. And I'll make sure I can see that hole first. And then I'm going to come in here and go, let's see, there's 2 1/2. So I'm going to just split the difference there again. Okay, so these two marks, not this outside one, this one is too far out. Okay, so this one here, looks awful wide, doesn't it? Nope, nope, it's going to be fine. Okay, so let me make sure that there's that one hits the cross. And that one hits the cross. Let's see if I can do it this way. I want the handle to lay down flat. There we go. Okay, so there's a cross bead. There's a cross right there. And just off just a little bit. Let's just move it over just a dab. Okay, so there's where my handle needs to sit. Okay, so I'm going to take the Sharpie, mark there, mark there. You got to move this up on that line, mark there, and mark there. I want everything on that line. I'm just going to have to come down just a little bit because that line is going to be level. So now we have to poke our hole there. Okay, so let's pull this down, take this down, those on the inside. I need to see, are these, where's my handle? Are these big brads going to go through here? Yes, they will. Okay, so we should be able to do an 1/8 again. So, oh, now see? Oh, maybe push that all the way in. Is that going to go in there? Nope. Okay, so we're going to have to do it the other way. Do it from the outside. Okay, so this is going to have to go this way. This way. And I can't see. Oh, ew. You know what? It's in too far. Okay. Unless, let me see. Push this all the way down. Let me see if I can get it. Can I get it? Oh, yep, I can. All the way in gets it. I think it's going to be a hair off, but, oops, not that way, this way. Right there. Okay, so now let's see what happens here. This is exciting. It's resembling a lunchbox. Woohoo! Okay. Okay. This one is going to go there. There. Oh, I can't put this one in yet. We got to put the handle on first because those. And you want to make sure that the handle, when it lays flat, because it'll lay flat, at least mine will lay flat one way. Well, I guess it should lay flat the other way too. Just not as well. So I'm going to make sure my flat, that it lays flat this way. Let's see. This is going to go through there. And then this one, let's get this lined up the best we can. Okay, come on. Oh, I guess it helps if I get both of them going through there. Okay. So technically, I don't even know really, I don't really need to put these in except I want to see it. Okay, put this up here. Look at, we have a lunch box. Oops, put this back in. Where does this one go? It goes right here. Okay. Look, we have a lunch box. One that you can pick up and everything. And there's our hinges, and the hinges are going to get covered. So we're good to go there. And then this will, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I might, see that, of course, they're pulling out. That's part of the problem. Because I can't glue it in till after we get it papered and stuff. And then this will get glued, and I'll clamp this down. So this will be glued right up against there like that. And I think that's going to make just all the difference in the world, because then that's nice and tight. So that's exciting. I'm excited. Yeah, seeing that? What is that? There we go. Okay, so I will be back to do some decorating, get things figured out what I'm going to do, and go from there, and then we'll be back with another video. Enjoy!